You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, we have got a comings and goings update for you that involves the John Black death storyline, and it may stun fans. Has the NBC Peacock soap gone ahead and recast the role? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to dive into a silver-haired mystery man introduced on the 31st and then fully explored on the April 1st episode and what his presence may mean. If you're not already following us, please click that subscribe button. So on Days this week, Steve, Marlena, Andrew, and Paul are in Estonia, hot on the heels of John Black, hoping to find him alive. But just as Steve Johnson found a file implicating Orpheus, it turns out Marlena found that same villain at her door. But Marlena got the better of Orpheus and tied him up, but then Andrew screwed up and the guy got loose. By then, Marlena had taken off to meet Steve, while Andrew faces off with Orpheus, who gets the drop on him. But then Paul rides into the rescue and he gets the drop on Orpheus. So with the villain under control, we're going to have Paul heading back over to be with Marlena and Steve and the huge discovery they made. So Steve burst into a room at the facility they were raiding, and Marlena is there right behind him. They see a silver-haired man slumped over a desk, and she's freaking out, asking if it's John. So the guy on the desk that Marlena worries is John is played by an actor we've not seen before. His name is Alan Wayne Anderson. Just to be clear, I recorded this video before the April 1st episode aired. So bear that in mind in your comments. Don't come in and tell me I'm stupid because it was on the episode when I haven't seen the episode right now. It takes a little while to get a video edited and up, so I generally tape the evening before, so I will not have seen the episode at this point. Anyway, so watch the Days Tuesday episode. That's when all the big stuff happens. That's when we find out more about this guy. The actor, Alan Anderson, posted on his social media about the Days gig, saying when 2 days on set turned into 3 months of a dream job. And he said he had the most amazing time at DOOL. So when you see a guy that fits the same basic description as John Black in a place where Steve and Marlena know John was investigating Orpheus for the ISA, you got to wonder. And then once photos began to circulate showing the guy's face and him in scenes with Marlena, I saw some panic kind of breaking out on Soap's social media. People that had seen the photos were very worried that the soap has recast John Black for this death arc. We all know Drake Hogestyn signed off on all of this, whether this is a recast of John or not. Ken Corday approached Drake when he decided they had to address his multi-months absence from the soap opera. Ken had a plot written that would be the end of John Black's run on the soap, but with wiggle room where if Drake beat the cancer and came back and wanted to work, they would bring the character back. So there was a contingency plan, and obviously they all hoped that that would happen and that he would recover. So Ken laid out the plan and the plot to Drake, who agreed. So this all filmed while the actor was still alive. So again, bear that in mind. Back to what's coming April 1st. And the fact that it's April Fool's Day, do not let that tempt you to think this is not real. It's quite real. So the initial fear for Steve and Marlena of seeing an older silver-haired guy injured, laying across the desk is cause for immediate alarm. Steve finds him first, and then we'll see Marlena is there too. But Steve kind of seems to be waving her back from the injured man. And once they show his face, I can see how fans may be worried this could be Days recasting John Black. If you look at the scene with the three of them, though, there are signs that that's probably not what this is. So this picture I'm going to show you, Steve's holding the guy's head up, like at a certain angle, and Marlena is holding a phone up. So they could be showing his face to someone on a video chat, maybe Andrew, maybe Shane, or it could be that Steve is holding him still and Marlena is holding the phone up so that they can use his face to unlock the phone. This could be somebody who had been working with Orpheus. He might even be a lookalike that was trying to trick Steve and Marlena. However, all that said, he fits the same basic description as John Black. So in his info for the comings and goings press release stuff, he's simply listed for now as silver-haired man. So that is not a lot to go on. But if you look in the picture at how Marlena is staring down at this guy's face while she's holding the phone, it's not a look of love or affection or concern or worry. It doesn't look like any of the facial expressions I would expect if Marlena was looking at John. And Steve looks like he may also be speaking to somebody on the phone, but he also doesn't look like he's crouching next to his best friend who is bleeding, who he's worried about. So the looks on their faces has me thinking this is not John. But then the actor tweeting that he was initially hired for 2 days but wound up working 3 months is admittedly troubling. If you remember when they filmed Doug Williams' death on Days, they used a body double for Bill Hayes, but they also never showed that gentleman's face. So this doesn't feel like that. But in the end, as we know, bottom line, Days is going to do what Days wants to do. So we might get an announcement saying the role of John Black is temporarily being played by Alan Anderson. Ken Corday promised that what they've done for John Black's exit is respectful and was done with Drake Hogestyn's knowledge and approval. So here's another clue, though. Of course, Alan Anderson said he worked for 3 months. With April being his first full episode, that means he's appearing through June, if that information is accurate. And June is when we have a huge pile of Days alums returning, and I'm quite certain this is going to be John Black's funeral, just based on who is coming and how many of them we know are coming. Based on the timing alone, this actor could be a recast. I hope he's not. I really hope he's not. But the silver-haired man has a bloody wound. There's always the chance they bring him in. He's John. He's recast, but he's shot, and then he spends weeks in a coma before passing away. I don't know. We'll see. And again, I'm taping this in advance of the April 1st episode, and I'm sure we're going to know a lot more after that airs, and we'll talk about it on our early edition spoilers, which comes out on Wednesday.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.